was told that interns should never step out of line, that we were the ghosts that made the machine run. Invisible. Replaceable. The kind of people who blended into the marble floors until our reflections disappeared. But that Tuesday morning, in the middle of Manhattan's cold glass lobby, I broke that rule, all because an old man moved his hands in silence while the rest of the world rushed past. /////. My name's Maya Carter. 22. Marketing intern at Alder Hartwell Communications, one of those towering firms on Madison Avenue where people wear ambition like perfume. You could smell it, expensive, sharp, and exhausting. Every morning, I rode the subway from a tiny walk-up in Queens, gripping my coffee like a life raft, rehearsing the same mantra, stay small. Stay invisible. Don't mess this up. That job was supposed to be a stepping stone, but most days it felt like a treadmill. I made copies until my fingerprints blurred, fetched coffees for meetings I wasn't allowed to attend, smiled politely while senior associates talked over me. Blending in seemed safer. If you don't make waves, you can't drown. But the truth? I hadn't always been that invisible. In high school, I was the loud girl with too many ideas. The one who believed she'd do something that mattered. Then college came, and so did rejection letters. Failed interviews. Internships that went nowhere. Each one chipped a little piece off until I barely recognized the reflection that stared back at me. I'd stopped volunteering answers. Stopped taking risks. Even stopped eating lunch with others, easier to hide behind my monitor than risk small talk. ////. The only person who still looked at me like I was somebody worth noticing was my little brother, Danny. He was 8, deaf since birth, with the most expressive face I'd ever seen. Our parents loved him, but they struggled with the silence. I didn't. I dove straight into it. Late nights with YouTube tutorials, hands cramping as I practiced finger spelling, rewinding ASL videos over and over. I signed until the motions felt like breathing. For him, it was love. For me, it became the one thing that made me feel capable again. Still, in a firm obsessed with billboards, brands, and bottom lines, being fluent in sign language felt useless. So I buried it, the same way I'd buried my confidence. Until that morning. ////. The lobby of Alder Hartwell looked like something out of a luxury magazine, glass walls, black marble floors, the faint echo of heels, and phones buzzing like cicadas. The receptionist, Jessica, was juggling 3 calls. My supervisor, Margaret, had already texted me 4 times about presentation folders I was res-tacking near the elevator. I remember thinking how loud silence can feel in a place like that. Then I saw him. An older man, silver hair, navy suit slightly rumpled, standing near the reception desk. He looked lost. His eyes scanned the room, lips moving in soundless words. I noticed the way people brushed past him, heads down, earbuds in, as if he were invisible. He tried speaking to Jessica, but she waved him off with that tight corporate smile that says you're not my problem. And then, his hands moved. Small, deliberate gestures in the air. Hesitant but unmistakable. He was signing. My throat tightened. My brain clicked into focus the way it used to with Danny. But my feet stayed glued to the floor. Because interns don't interfere. We assist. We obey. We disappear. Margaret's voice echoed in my head, don't waste time. Don't wander off. But I couldn't look away. The man's shoulders sagged with that familiar defeat I'd seen too many times in my brother, the look of someone unheard. I felt my heartbeat in my fingertips. My hands shook as I set the folders down, every cell in my body screaming, "Do something." So I did. /////. I stepped forward. My palms were sweating. The marble floor felt like a stage I wasn't supposed to stand on. He noticed me. His eyes were wary at first. I lifted my hands and signed. "Hello, my name is Maya. Can I help you?" His whole face transformed, like sunlight cracking through clouds. Relief, disbelief, gratitude all at once. He signed back, fluidly, "You sign?" Thank goodness. I thought no one would understand me. I smiled. I understand. Who are you looking for? He hesitated, then signed, "My son. Michael Hartwell." The name hit me like a jolt. Michael Hartwell, the CEO. The legend. The man whose face stared out from our corporate newsletters, whose name was etched in brass behind the front desk. My boss's boss's boss. ////. You're Mr. Hartwell's father? I signed carefully. He nodded, eyes filled with pride, and something else. Sadness maybe. Yes. I know he's busy. I just wanted to see him. Wait here, I said gently. I'll call upstairs. When I reached Patricia, the CEO's assistant, her voice was sharp as glass. This is Patricia, Mr. Hartwell's office. Hi, it's Maya Carter from the intern team. There's a gentleman here, he says he's Mr. Hartwell's father. Silence. Then a clipped, "Have him wait. I'll check with Mr. Hartwell." I hung up, turned back, and smiled. They're checking. Please, sit. He introduced himself as Robert. His signing was graceful, elegant, years of fluency in every movement. He told me about his life, once an architect, widowed, retired now. His late wife had taught at a school for the deaf. I listened, my hands translating, my mind quiet. The chaos of the office faded. ////. But in the mezzanine above us, someone else was watching. Michael Hartwell himself, the CEO, leaning on the railing, half hidden behind a column, eyes fixed on his father and me. I didn't know it then. I only found out later that he'd seen every second. Down below, I kept talking with Robert. I showed him the company's framed campaigns, the art wall, even the break room, my nervous tour filling the silence of waiting. My phone buzzed over and over. Margaret again, where are the updated folders? Clients are arriving soon. I ignored it. Robert's eyes sparkled like a kid's. You make this place feel alive, he signed. Those words stayed with me. But then, disaster. ////. When we came back to the lobby, Margaret was marching toward me, heels clicking like gunfire. Her face was a storm. Maya. Where have you been? Do you even understand what you've jeopardized? The client folders, the prep. Her voice cracked like a whip. Robert looked between us, uneasy. I tried to sign something reassuring, but Margaret stepped closer. Her voice dropped to a hiss. You're an intern. You make copies, not conversations. When this gets reported, don't expect me to protect you. The humiliation burned, but it didn't crush me. Not this time. Because I saw Robert's tired, kind eyes watching me, and I realized something. I hadn't wasted time. I'd done something human. Something right. Margaret grabbed my arm. Come with me. Then a calm, authoritative voice cut through the air. Actually, Margaret. I need to speak with Miss Carter first. The lobby froze. Everyone turned. It was him. Michael Hartwell, the CEO, tall, composed, standing just 10 feet away. My heart stopped. Robert's hands trembled as he signed my name. Mr. Hartwell, Margaret stammered, she was helping your. My father, he said smoothly. Yes, I know. Then his gaze flicked to me. And from what I observed, she did it beautifully. Gasps rippled across the lobby. Robert's eyes glistened. Margaret went pale. I stood frozen, unsure if this was salvation, or my end. /////. Michael crossed the marble floor slowly, each step deliberate. He crouched beside his father, and what happened next made time stop. He raised his hands. Awkwardly. Hesitantly. But unmistakably, signing. Dad. I'm sorry I kept you waiting. Robert's lips parted, trembling. You've been learning? Michael nodded. Trying. I should have done it years ago. I didn't even know you were here today, until I saw you with Maya. His voice softened. I haven't seen you smile like that in a long time. Robert's hands shook as he signed back, tears gathering in the corners of his eyes. I thought you'd forgotten how to see me. Michael's throat tightened. I never forgot. The air itself felt sacred. The entire lobby was silent, the Empire's leader on his knees, reconnecting with the father he'd neglected, through a language of hands and heart. /////. Then they embraced. Applause broke out. Quiet at first, then rising, cautious but genuine. When they pulled apart, Michael turned to me. Miss Carter, he said, would you join us upstairs? Margaret opened her mouth, but Michael's tone turned crisp. That'll be all, Margaret. The elevator ride to the top floor felt unreal. I stood beside Robert, who squeezed my hand like a secret thank you. Michael said nothing, just watched the floor numbers climb. When the doors opened, his office was everything I expected, floor-to-ceiling windows over the New York skyline, mahogany desk, minimalist perfection. But it felt cold. Like success without warmth. Please, sit, he said. I perched on the edge of a leather chair, words spilling before I could stop them. Mr. Hartwell, I'm sorry. I know I overstepped. He lifted a hand. You did exactly what I wish more of my employees would do. You made my father feel welcome. Something I failed to do. Robert signed something quickly. Michael translated aloud. He says you remind him of my mother, you make people feel seen. My eyes stung. I only did what I'd want someone to do for my little brother. He's deaf, too. Michael leaned forward. That's why I asked you here. What you did today, it showed me what this company is missing. I blinked. Missing? Inclusion, he said simply. We talk about it on our website, in our mission statement. But we don't live it. Today, you, as an intern, showed more humanity than some of my executives have in years. I shook my head. I'm just an intern. He smiled faintly. Not anymore. Then he said something that changed my life. I'm creating a new position, Director of Accessibility and Inclusion. You'll design programs, train staff, make sure Alder and Hartwell doesn't just say the words, but lives them. You'll report directly to me. My pulse roared in my ears. Me? I don't have the experience. You have empathy, he said firmly. And courage. You saw someone everyone else ignored, and acted. That's leadership. Robert reached over, his hands trembling but steady as he signed, "Take it." I swallowed hard. I need to think. Michael nodded. Take the weekend. But know this company needs someone like you. I need someone like you, /////. That night, I called Danny over video chat. His face lit up when I told him. You're gonna help people like me at work, he signed, bouncing in his chair. Yeah, I smiled. That's the plan. He grinned. You're like a superhero for the deaf. For the first time in years, I believed him. By Monday morning, my answer was ready. I walked into Michael's office, heart pounding. Yes, I said. I'll take the job. And that's how it began. The title sounded fancy, Director of Accessibility and Inclusion, but it was anything but easy. My first task was to audit the entire company. What I found was heartbreaking. Fire alarms without visual alerts. Meetings with no interpreters. Training videos with no captions. A culture of good intentions buried under neglect. So I rebuilt it. Brick by brick. ////. We installed visual alarm systems. We hired ASL interpreters for every meeting. We redesigned marketing decks to meet accessibility standards. We even launched lunchtime sign language classes, and to my shock, the first person to sign up was Margaret. After class one day, she pulled me aside. I was so focused on deadlines, she admitted softly, I forgot about people. I don't want to make that mistake again. 6 months later, Alder and Hartwell won a national award for workplace inclusion. Michael insisted I accept it on stage. My knees shook, but my voice didn't. Inclusion isn't policy, I said. It's people. It's choosing to see someone others overlook. That's what changes everything. In the front row, Robert was signing applause, his face glowing with pride. Next to him, Michael smiled, not as a CEO, but as a son finally at peace. And me? For the first time, I didn't feel invisible. I felt seen. Heard. Whole. Sometimes, I think back to that moment in the lobby, that simple decision to say hello in silence. It didn't just change my job. It changed my life. Because maybe that's all leadership really is, seeing the person everyone else walks past, and stopping long enough to listen. ////. Thank you for listening to my story. It means the world to share it with you. If it moved you, please give this video a like and hit that subscribe button. It helps me keep telling stories like this one. Stay strong and I'll see you in the next one.